Okay, so the next step in the process is to take a quick look at the migration term in Canvas for MSHS, which is the medical health sciences migration. So once you log in, if you come to admin and click Western University Health Sciences, it takes you to the courses tab, to the courses page, and you can sort the courses by template. And so since we're focused on MSHS Spring Master Courses, we're going to click on that. So since the last video I created, I have added some stuff to this term. I'm sorry, I'm being distracted. We've added the migration course, so this is where you look for everything related to health sciences. I have added, so we were focused on Community Health Principles, Policy and Advocacy, HCSI 5011. So we'll continue using that as our example. Also in this course is a week's template, and I'll click on that briefly. That is, if you were to try to create a course, start from scratch, this is a template for MSHS. If you click on settings, it'll tell you that it starts January 3rd, which is a Sunday. MSHS starts on Sunday, ends on Saturdays. And so this is the name of it. So if, let's say you wanted to start a new course, you could copy this course, which is the template. And to do that, you would change this name and you'd change the course code. So the course code, let me just show you the one that we were working on, 5011. If you were copying that course, you would want to put all of this information in. Let me show you the 5011 settings. So when I copied this, I put in the name of the course, Community Health Principles. We put the course code at the end of the title. And then the course code, we'd also add to the course code field. And notice it says January 2nd at 11 p.m. We would want to make sure that that is really Sunday at 12 a.m. For whatever reason, time zones computer time zones kind of confuse it. So it always should be January 3rd at 12 a.m. and end on the 24th at 11:59 p.m. So it knocks me back an hour because I'm in a different time zone. So then you would just put let me go ahead and say update the course details. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the template. The template is, let's go to, there's a home page. And on the home page, we ask them to put a welcome in. They don't necessarily always do that. If we can find one, we put it in. If not, we leave it there for them to add later. There's a getting started page, which I'll show you momentarily. And then in this course, because it's a week's course and most MSHS are done by weeks, you'll see the weeks, and then we have a sample link to the first week, but that will go away after we design the course, and we'll then add, then we'll basically edit this page and add a link to all the modules here. Now these will actually have names on them. In the last thing you saw, our syllabus, each week had a name, so we'll rename these modules. And then we'll add a module here, but we'll talk about that next. Joel can always help with that as well. So I'm going to save that. So then the next, let's go to modules. So there's the getting started page, and on that page it basically says, you know, read all your announcements, review faculty information, review the syllabus, which we'll create, use a question and answer forum, and this should not be here. So I'm going to delete it while you're watching. This is a nursing template thing, so I'll save that. So this template won't have that anymore. And then you can always click next to go to the next thing in the module. You don't have to do anything to the getting started page. That just kind of runs as is. You don't have to do anything to the faculty page because the person, the LMS administrator, that does that when she enrolls everybody. And you don't have to do anything to the question and answer forum. These are standard templated parts. So now we've just gone through the getting started module. So we're not doing anything to anything in this getting started module, but we will start with the weeks. So every week one has a week one checklist, a self-introduction, and a readings and material page. The checklist, if we can find the outcomes in the Blackboard course, we put them here, and I'll show you how to do that. All of the weekly activities on every template have a number 1, review the syllabus, number 2, post self-introduction, and number 3, read and study the required week 1 materials, readings and materials. So this links out to this links out to something in discussions, and this links out to a readings and material page, which is loaded into the modules. So your week 1 module will contain everything that's in here. So if there's an assignment in week 1, we may take this assignment 1 template and move it up here and use it. And in that case, we would change the verbiage on that checklist to complete or submit assignment by the due date of week 1. And then if there's a quiz, which we know that there are quizzes in this course because we looked at it in the last time we looked in the Blackboard course, then we would need this as well, and we would link this to the first quiz, whatever we name quizzes in this course. And this will be an assignment, whatever we name assignments. But I think the only thing we saw in this particular, in the 5011 course, in particular, in the first week was a quiz. So we'll have to add that to the module. And I'll show you some particularly, some ways to get that done. In fact, we'll probably just migrate it and add the proper formatting to it once it gets migrated. So every week has a checklist. Every first week has a self-introduction. So if you click next, you'll go to the self-introduction. You don't have to do anything to that. And then it goes to the readings and materials page. So we have, if you remember, I'm going to actually do this and find this and look up this, the 5011 course. Oh, I want to go here, but course ID, and type in 5011 and hit enter. Then I get my 5011 course up. Now in week 1, remember we click here, course modules. In week 1, there's a PowerPoint, but we are not going to migrate the PowerPoint, but we will probably leave a place for week 1 introduction lecture, or week 1 or just lecture. And then we'll be migrating this quiz and importing that in. But then if we go, once you get to say course modules, week 3, I think we start seeing some content. So this is where we would migrate this content. So this week 3 readings PDF, let's see what that looks like. We'll have to probably open it, but we'll open it, we will not. Oh, so we'll download this article. This says week 3 readings. We are not going to call that week 3 readings. We're going to copy this name, copy, and once we edit this over here, we'll go to modules. We'll kind of week 3 readings and materials, if we were to start building this, we would take this right here, we'll hit enter, and we'll paste that title. And then we'll link this PDF to that once we download it. Now I'll show you in a little bit how that downloads. So now I'm going to go back to week 3. So there's a video. So notice there's a section. Okay, I'm going to save this real quick because there's another piece of this. Each of these, this is a header 2, this is a header 2, this is a header 2, and so on. And every header 2, except the first one, has a yellow line above it. So notice this reading, I'm going to download this reading and I'm going to link it here in a minute. But so the videos, I'm going to organize all the videos together, and then and these are something that we're going to probably link. Yes, there is a link to that. And so we're going to click this again, and this is called How Does a Bill Become Law? So in order to make things ADA compliant, we can paste in, that's interesting. Is it even going to show? Oh, it does. So there's that. That's interesting. And then the legislative process, if we click on this, copy, and hit edit, we probably want to actually, the following, we'll change this, required review, we'll call it a website. So we're going to call this, How Does a Bill Become Law? Luckily, it's got a good, okay, and this is a header 2. You can see that right there. We're going to take this and make it a header 3. Then we'll hit enter after this picture. Of course, it doesn't want to give me that, so I'm going to go ahead and make this a take that out, grab that. You might want to hit enter a few times if you're going to add something like that. Go back to the rich content editor, and now I have a PowerPoint thing down here. I'm going to say the U.S. legislative process. This is going, and then hit enter, and this will be a header 3 as well. And then I can go ahead and paste this, which I guess, let's see what, if we copy this. If it does the same thing as the other one did. Yeah. So if we save that, so basically we've added some content to this page. We've added a, this we're going to attach later. I'm going to show you a little bit. Required videos. We're going to go back. Okay, so we're going to copy the embed code. No, we're going to copy the embed code here. Okay, go back to edit, go back to videos. I'm going to go right here, find required videos, and hit enter. and paste in the embed code. And that will put the embed code in for that video. Let's see what this is. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to add another one, HHS organizational chart. Paste. Maybe we can iframe it. I don't know. We'll just leave it there for right now. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to copy this, copy. We go here. We have a link right there. We're going to cancel. We're going to select part of this. This is a trick. Paste as plain and then remove everything else. This makes this ADA compliant. And we'll make this a header too. Let's see. So let's see, then there's the quiz. So visual maps, bill, reading, and then the PowerPoint, which we will actually edit and change this word to lecture. So, and hit enter. And that'll leave a place for the lecture for week 3. So this is pretty much what a readings and material page looks like. Since we don't have any recommended readings, we'll probably go ahead and delete that. And so week 3 is done. Now, this just gives you an idea of what's actually in a course. No recommended readings, so we'll get rid of that. We have to come back and link this, but I'm going to show you how to download everything. So basically, we use headers for everything. We try to use the same hierarchy as is right here. So probably I'm going to go ahead and move this required readings to before required videos because it comes before that. And then it's the video, then it's the maps, and then it's HS organizational chart, and there'll be a separate page for the week 3 quiz. So the only other thing I want to do here for this particular course on this particular page is that I want to cut this and go ahead and hit enter and paste, and that will put the required readings before the required videos. Control Z. Oh, we didn't get the video in there, so let's try that again. So we'll paste the readings in, then we'll hit enter, and we will go ahead and go to required videos, and we're going to paste the iframe right there. So let's go down here, play the video again, copy embed code, paste it there in the HTML. And that should, now we've got the readings, which we'll have to link once we download all the content, required videos, required, what does she call this? Visual map review. actually, we're just going to change this to visual. We're not even going to say required. We're going to say visual maps. We're going to kind of keep to the same kind of header names that you see over here. Visual maps of the legislative process, sorry. Okay, so now let's save this and take a quick look at it. So there's a place for the lecture. There's a place for the reading that we're going to download. There's a place for the required video, and in some cases you have may have more than one, so we could edit this to say required video. Or we're just going to, this is kind of an old template, so we're going to get rid of the word required, unless it, we'll just add recommended if it's not required. Then there's the visual map. Visual map of the, how does a bill become a law, U.S. Senate process, and then website review, HHS organizational process. We'll save that, and I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of compare the two pages and make sure that I have the information that's related to this page all there. So I do see a few things that I'd probably like to update. So on next to chapter 2 readings, I see this bit of information that says, read the attached article and provide a critical review of this in the assignment section for this week. So I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to edit this. And because this is kind of parenthetical related to this article, I'm going to actually put that in italics. So I'm going to paste that in. I'm going to get rid of the bullets and just make that italics. Okay, so on the video section, I'm just a Bill, Schoolhouse Rock, and duration 3 minutes and 1 second. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to paste that as plain text. And then I'm going to make this a header 3. That gives just a little bit more. Let's see if there's anything else. Congress, so she adds to this HHS responsible for this information. I'm going to copy that and go down here and paste this little paragraph down here. And I'm also going to put that in italics. Okay. So now I'm going to look on the visual maps and see if she's added anything down here. How our laws are made. Oh, we forgot one. The U.S. legislative process, how a bill becomes law, and how our laws are made. Not found. So that one's gone. I'm not going to even worry about that. For the most part, that just, if something doesn't work, I'm not going to worry about it at this point. She'll either see it or not see it or go, what happened to that? So this is what a typical readings and materials page. I'm going to, the last thing I'm going to do here after scanning it a few times, I want this to be as closely related. So I don't need this read and reflect on that anymore. I'm just going to take that away and just leave the header there. I'm just a Schoolhouse Rock. Visual maps. Okay, how many times do I have to do this? I'm sorry. So visual maps of the legislative process. Okay, so this week 3 readings and material page is done. So we're going to go back over here and we're going to go back one. And so so the only other thing I see in here is a week 3 quiz, but it said something about in the assignments. So let's look at assignments real quick. And week 2, chapter 1 assignment. I don't see an assignment here, so we'll have to see what happens. Well, sometimes things don't really show up until, oops, things don't really, okay, need to bring this down just a little bit so I can go to the back button. I don't see an assignment there. Course information, course modules. There's no assignment. Let's see. I just want to kind of peruse assignments. Chapter 2, week 3, chapter. Oh, that's right. I believe that they have those outlines, and that will probably be part of what gets done, even though it's not showing up here. We're going to have to make a leap on that using that syllabus with that. So let me get this back up and get this over. We can do that. Okay. So, week 3 article review. What's this say? It doesn't really have any directions, so I'm not sure exactly. Oh, that is week 3. Okay. We are in week 3 when it talks about that. I forgot it was on week 3, course modules. Go to week 3. Okay. Read the attached article. And okay, so this is actually kind of read the attached article and provide a critical review of the in the assignment section for this week. So we will have to add this as an assignment for the week. So remember when I said over here that if I need an assignment, well, it is in week 3, so we have it. So we're actually going to edit this and call it article review. And update that. We'll come back and add the information here. We'll kind of get more in a groove of doing all of that. But I did want to just show you, the only other thing that I want to show you here is that we'll also, so what we're going to do next, now that I've kind of shown you the, and there should be at least a quiz 1 in here. Quiz 1, we'll add that here. Even though I think we're going to migrate all the quizzes, so actually this will go away. So I'm going to remove it. So our checklist will have, in this checklist for week 1, it will have review course syllabus, post self-introduction, read and review week 1 readings material, and it will have this copy. We'll have this also because there will be a quiz in week 1, but we don't really generally do the checklist until we get everything else added into the modules. And so we'll come back to that. Okay, oops. Notice I left an extra number at the bottom, so I'll just kill that now, even though I will come back and redo this checklist page. Okay, so do we see anywhere in here I don't see that the instructor has included any, let's look at the week 1. What is policy? I'm going to kind of look at that. She said don't include it, but it might include what we're looking for here, which are learning objectives. So I'm going to open it up. Then I'm opening it. Sorry, it's taking a while. This is part of the poking around. I like to include, and I think mostly MSHS likes their MSHS, but their courses start with HCSI. So I'm looking for it to open so I can look at it. Oh, here we go. So this is part of poking around. All right. So what is policy? Is there any? No, no. I'm not seeing any. So she'll redo these and add them herself or give them to me later to add. But a lot of times you'll find the outcomes in the PowerPoint, but this one doesn't have it. So we don't have to worry about that. So we'll leave this blank. And I will actually put on this page, need weekly outcomes. And I'm going to highlight and bold this. Bold. And I'm going to add that. And that way, hopefully they'll come back and they'll provide those for us later. Okay, so now what we found from looking at this course right here is that we need to download a lot of content. And so that's the next video, is how do I download and organize content before I start the migration? Now, normally I wouldn't even have done any of this stuff yet because I would do this part first of downloading the content, migrating the quizzes, getting this stuff all ready to go, and putting it in the files. Let me find the files. I'm looking. Probably see them before I do. There they are. In the files for this, we usually have a folder called Student Files. And this is where we will organize by weeks. We'll add, actually we are going to do that later. So let me go ahead and pause this, stop this video. This video is a quick look at the template and kind of how we put content in the template based on the Blackboard course. I'm going to stop this video now.